Did he live eternally afterwards? If you are saved from an eternal murder, and this is what is claimed, how can you infer that after that you live forever and ever again? So what happened to that the Holy Quran refers in so many verses. And amazingly, Jesus is the only prophet of God about whose death there are so many verses. Because Allah knew that the Muslims will be in confusion about it. So he made it sure that no man has any genuine right to believe in his extraordinary longer span of life. So the verses I have in mind, I can quote one after the other. The first verse is about Jesus himself. Mal Masihu illa Rasul. Mal Masihu ibn Maryama illa Rasul. Masih, son of Mary, is nothing but a Rasul. And what happens to Rasul? Qad khalat min qablahi Rasul. All the prophets before him have passed away, they have died. So how could he be exempted from this? It is like the argument, it is for man to err. And A, B, C are just men. They have made mistake. It is but human for people. It is but human to commit mistakes. So it is exactly the same style that when all the prophets before Jesus Christ have died, and he himself, is a prophet and no more than a prophet, he must have died. If any doubt is left, even after this, the same verse repels that doubt forever. It changes the subject in the same verse and speaks of the mother of Jesus Christ. What happened to her? It says, wa ummuhu siddiqa. His mother was a chaste lady. Kana yakulani tam. Both of them used to eat in the past. No more. Why did the mother of Jesus leave eating? Because she died. So did Jesus left eating in sympathy for his mother? It's absurd. Both have met the same fate. Both have been bracketed. So in fact there are two evidences, irrefutable evidences of Jesus' death in the same verse. One, because he was a prophet and the prophets have passed away. Second, because he was son of a mother who was chaste, but both of them have left eating. And the act of leaving eating can only happen if you are dead. Otherwise, while you are alive, you must continue to eat, if you are a man. So that is one verse of the Holy Quran which very clearly speaks of Jesus' death, but not on cross, after the crucifixion. The second verse of the same style is in fact a further evidence of Jesus' death, and both of them together are like two warriors which would not let Jesus go alive from between them. The other verse is وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Muhammad is nothing but a Rasul. قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ رَسُولٌ. The same part is repeated. All the prophets before him have passed away. Was Jesus before him or not? Was he a prophet or not? Must have passed away. And those who doubt about the meaning of khalat, first of all, they have no right to suggest that the khalat means just left. And even an ascent to heaven could be considered a khala. Because all the Arabic dictionaries, dependable, authoritative dictionaries, when you study them, will treat the word khala if it is mentioned alone by itself. Invariably, you'll find the meaning as mata, finished, dead. So when you say khala, it means just death. When you ask somebody, aapke walid sahab guzar gaye hain? It's like this. Nobody would believe that you think that you're asking about, whether he has just crossed you, passed by you. When you say guzar gaya as such, it means khala. It always means that. But if you say guzar gaya in any other sense, you have to add some other words to clarify the issue. You can say, kya wo aapke paas se guzar gaye hain? Then it's a different story altogether. But when you say guzar gaya, it only means that. This is exactly the case of word khala. But this verse again has another following proof, like the previous verse. It's a fantastic thing how the Holy Quran deals with the issues and carries them to the only logical conclusion which is meant. In the first verse, the mention of mother of Jesus Christ completes the proof that he must have died. Here, the verse doesn't end by saying, قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِ الرُّسُلِ, but goes on. أَفَإِمْ مَاتَ أَوْ قُتِلَ أَنْقَلَبْتُمْ عَلَىٰ أَعْقَابِكُمْ. How did khala take place? How could it take place? It says, Muhammad is no more than a prophet. All the prophets before him have passed away. So if he died or was murdered, what right have you got to renegade? The only two meanings of khala are death either by nature or by murder. No third meaning is mentioned. So when the Holy Quran positively proves the death of Jesus Christ upon earth, there is absolutely no possibility of his return to earth because other verses stand in the way. The Holy Quran says, وَحَرَامٌ عَلَىٰ قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا أَنَّهَا إِلَيْهِمْ لَا يَرْجِعُونَ. What was the exact words, please? أَنَّهُمْ إِلَيْهَا لَا يَرْجِعُونَ. لَا يَرْجِعُونَ, of course, but إِلَيْهَا is not mentioned.
I think it's أَنَّهُمْ لَا يَرْجِعُونَ.
أَنَّهُمْ لَا يَرْجِعُونَ, that's not.
I think so.
Okay, but let's refer to the Quran. A small mistakes appear because of lapse of memory, but we must correct them immediately. The meaning anyway is just this, whatever the word is, that we have made it haram, forbidden, on any dwellers of cities or townships whom we have made to die, that they would never return back to earth again. And the other verses also indicative, and ahadith also indicative, that once somebody dies, he is not permitted to return. There is one hadith of Hadhrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam concerning a shaheed of Uhud. It was Abdullah bin Rawaha, was it, or somebody else? Okay, whatever the name, it's just a small point. A companion of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was martyred on the day of Uhud. He saw his son rather depressed and oversaddened. Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam invited him to come to him and inquired from him, should I not tell you what happened to your father? He said, yes, please. He said, when he was presented to God, God inquired from him, what reward would you require from me for your martyrdom? He said, my reward is just this. I enjoyed martyrdom so much that I would like you to return me to earth so that I could be martyred again in your cause. Then again, and then again, and then again. This is the pleasure I want. This is the paradise which I yearn for. God said in answer, had I not made it forbidden for any soul on earth which has departed to ever return to earth, I would have accepted your request, not otherwise. It's a positive issue. No dead can ever return. Will be permitted to ever return. How would Jesus return? But on the other hand, the ahadith which speak on this subject are so sure, so positive,